Hey everybody, it's Ashley. In today's video, I'm going to be dehydrating beef jerky, and I thought I would take you along with me. We got a half a beef a couple months ago, and unlike the previous beef that we got, we had it made all in a hamburger. We got this one made into various cuts and things like that. So we have some beef that we want to use to make some jerky. We've done it before, but it's been a while. And so I pulled up my old recipe, which actually just came with my dehydrator. We liked it, so I thought I will just repeat that one. I actually got all of the meat cut up and marinating yesterday. It's something that you want to have sit for a while, so I'll show you that footage of all of the details on how I prepared it. Then we'll come back and I'll show you the process of getting it in the dehydrator, the temperature, and all of those details. So I went ahead and cut up all of my beef. I didn't think that you needed to watch that process. I just cut up the meat. I'm not making really big beef, as you can see, beef jerky. Some of these pieces are super, super tiny, but that's okay. That's kind of what I'm going for. But I didn't go over 1/4 inch on any of these pieces. And so the seasonings that we're going to use, there's going to be a little bit of sugar, salt, onion and garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce. It calls for smoked liquid smoke if it's optional. I just thought that smoked paprika might be good in there. Black pepper and a little bit of brown sugar. I'm actually going to maybe put in a little regular paprika as well. So let's just go ahead and get all of these things in, and I'll kind of show you about how much of each I'm putting in. Okay, so I've got my bowl here, and I decided to mix it separately just so that, I mean, you could just probably mix it right in with the meat, but I just thought this might give us more even distribution of all of the flavor. The other thing I did was I put the meat in one of my glass storage containers, and it can marinate right in there. It's nice, it's glass, it's got, you know, it's plenty big and all that. So that's 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I will put the recipe down below in case you want to try making this yourself. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of regular sugar. I went ahead and put 3 teaspoons of salt in, which is 1 tablespoon. And then the rest is 1 teaspoon of each onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, pepper, and if you want to put cayenne pepper, you can. I'm not going to put the spice in here, but that is an option. I went ahead and stirred this up. One other thing I'll mention with the meat is that I kind of dried it with paper towel. When you get meat from a meat locker, some of it tends to be a little rough, kind of rough cut. And so I wanted to make sure that I got all of the debris off. And so I rinsed it, and then I used a paper towel to kind of make sure that it was extra good and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape the rest of this in so we get every little bit. This does say to marinate for a minimum of 12 hours. You can go 24 or up to like 48 hours for kind of maximum absorption of the marinade. I'm getting this stirred up, flip it upside down later today, and then maybe again tonight, and then maybe again, you know, tomorrow. I'm probably not going to go more than 24 hours with this. It's been thawing in my fridge, so I think that 24 hours will be the perfect amount of time to get this nice and flavorful. These containers, this one is actually almost a ½ gallon. And the reason is that the other containers that I have that I've used previously are fantastic. They're just a little less than a quart. We get a lot of leftovers sometimes, and sometimes those containers that are a little less than a quart aren't quite big enough. So we wanted to try this, and it actually came with 2 this size and 2 the quart size. And I love them. You know, they just take up more space in the kitchen when they're not being used. But aside of that, they've been used a lot since we bought them. I'll link where I got these in case you want to check them out, or, you know, look more at the details of the storage containers. But these are also great because you can freeze stuff in them. So anyway, enough about the containers. I'm going to put this in the fridge. Rotate. We'll be back tomorrow to dry this off and get it in the dehydrator. So before we get the meat going in here, this is what it looks like the day after it has marinated. And obviously it looks a lot darker than it did yesterday. And I just attribute that to the dark, you know, the soy sauce and the Worcestershire sauce and stuff like that. I got my trays. I'm going to need to use some silicone mats for part of it, but I want to try to use these as much as possible without any silicone. Here is my machine. If you've seen my dehydrating videos before, this is a workhorse. I mentioned it when it happened, but this glass piece actually completely fell out one day, and it was fortunately not, you know, it didn't break, it didn't fall on the ground, but I just taped it back on and it's worked beautifully ever since. Even with the door thing, I would 100% buy this again. Now, because I'm using, because we're doing jerky where there's that marinade that might drip down even just little bits, I decided to put this on the bottom. Actually, I do this frequently just to kind of catch things, but it stays pretty clean and I'm able to reuse it. But it just kind of helps with cleanup and it doesn't come into contact with the food. So anyway, this is my machine and I know they actually make a smaller one. My mom bought the smaller one and really likes it because it's just her. So there's not as much volume going through. And it obviously will take up less space and things like that, but they also have a larger one. If you or anybody you know is looking for a dehydrator, I would personally recommend this one, but I haven't used other ones. I did, however, do a lot of research before buying it. And just in the different types, this fan comes from the heat, I'm sorry, it comes from the back, whereas I know a lot of them come from the bottom. And that, from what I understand, you have to like rotate the trays or I don't know, something like that, but 6 trays that are pretty good size. I don't have the exact dimension in front of me, but if I had to guess, I would guess 12 by 13 or something like that. Anyway, I do all kinds of stuff in there. I'll try to link my dehydrating playlist down below if you want to see some of the other stuff I do. But anyway, this thing has been just amazing for us. All right, so basically I'm just gonna go and lay the meat out. Just take my time, give it a good spacing. I'm in no rush. And once I get to the bottom where there's a little bit more liquid, I might try to just kind of dabble that off with a paper towel. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. I'll make sure to put a link to this dehydrator. I'll make sure I can find it, and then I'll put it down below in case anybody's looking for one. And I have no idea. I know Black Friday is coming up soon. I don't know if they have some extra deals or anything like that. When I cut up the meat, I tried to get as much of the fat out as possible. You do still see some. I'm guessing that might be a little chewy when everything's said and done, but I really tried to do a super good job of cleaning a lot of that out. I see another one right here, kind of on the ends and stuff like that. Now, when this jerky is done, I'm probably going to be keeping it in my fridge. We did not use any kind of curing salt or anything like that, just because I didn't want to based on the ingredients. And it's interesting, as this meat has been marinating, it's firmed up a little bit. It's a little bit more firm than it was yesterday. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fill all my trays and I will be back with you when I am done. The dog came in for a visit. He smelled all the good things. I actually was able to fit all the jerky on 3 trays. Could I have spread it out more and done 6? Yes. However, this is a tactic or a strategy that I use when I can. And obviously I don't want it to be too crowded, but I do not think these are overcrowded. And then there's one up there. And this way, even though there's more on each tray, they're gonna have better airflow anyway so either way, you know, it could be done with 6 or it could be done with 3. It really doesn't matter. This is my preference, is to just load it lighter in this way. We're gonna run it for at least 6 hours at 165, sorry about the glare. At 165 degrees, we'll check it. My jerky is small, so I mean, it's probably not gonna need a ton of time, but we will just get it going and we'll check back. I didn't actually have to use any of these silicone liners. It's just a thin piece of silicone with holes, just smaller so that things don't fall through. So I mentioned that this meat has firmed up. So even the small pieces that I thought were quite small weren't too small. So it worked. We'll see you back when the meat is done. It has been just over 6 hours. It is very dehydrated. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull all this off and put it in a container. When I turn my dehydrator off, what I do is I put it down. So it was at 165 degrees and I just put it down to 95 because that's the coolest that it goes. I let that temperature blow over the food for just a little bit because it helps to cool it down very quickly. And then from there, I go on and pull it out. Just, you know, all it takes is less than 5 minutes. So anyway, these are some nice little jerky bites that we'll have to snack on. I appreciate you coming along with this dehydrating project. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these taken off. I hope you have a wonderful day and we will see you soon.